Hello, everybody. Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 54 of Award Season Reviews Season 3. 97 reviews in 97 days, covering many of the films contending for awards recognition this season. Now, as some of the films that I am reviewing here may still be in theaters or be awaiting a re release, all statistical information that I provide to you, critical ratings, box office information, nominations, wins, predictions, everything is current within 7 days of recording and posting. And of course, as always, the reviews here on Cinephile Mike are spoiler free. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, for lots of great award season coverage and the ever important Where Can I Watch It spreadsheet, where you can see how to watch all of the films I'm talking about here, all the others nominated, and track those nods and wins to maybe win big if you put money on this with your ballots. So, we are over halfway through our 8th theme week, and it is Annie Week. The Annie Awards, currently scheduled to happen on February 8th, possibly could change. These awards are the highest awards recognition for animation in a film, be it a fully animated project, feature, short, or special, or animated elements in live action projects, features, shorts, or specials. So this week, the 7 films that I'm talking about have all been nominated for at least one Annie Award and possibly others. So today, this film today, it's like we are looking at a legacy film. We're looking at a character who's been in the pop culture lexicon for almost 60 years, when first showing up in their first TV series, Ultra 7, in 1966. Now, in 2024, we have Netflix Animation and Subaraya Productions' Ultraman Rising. Released on Netflix in the summer of 2024, just days after debuting at the Annecy Film Festival in France, Ultraman Rising is written by Mark Hames, and Shannon Tindle, based on Suburaya Productions' Ultraman property, and is directed by Tindle. As it was a worldwide Netflix release, as per our usual source of information, Box Office Mojo, there is no box office information for me to report. Critically, I can say that the film is certified fresh on both sides, with an 86% critical score from 49 reviews and a popcorn meter of 91%, coming from over 250 audience reviews. Award season wise, Ultraman Rising is currently nominated for 4 Annie Awards. It is nominated for Outstanding Achievement in the following categories: Animated Effects, Production Design, and Editing, as well as its 4th nomination is for Best Animated Feature. Not a lot of other award season love. There was a Best Animated Feature nod by the North Dakota Film Society, and 1 nomination for Outstanding Color Grading in an Animated Theatrical Feature. It did have a win for Outstanding Visual Effects in an Animated Feature by the Hollywood Professional Association Awards, and as of a few days ago, was nominated for Outstanding Visual Effects and Outstanding Effects Simulations, these 2 awards for recognition of animated features at the Visual Effects Society. So let me just say, as I jump into my synopsis here, I usually give references to cast members. I'm going to be referencing the English voice cast, as that was the version that I saw when I watched this one. Also, and I had to research this a little bit myself, for those that are unfamiliar with the Ultraman concept just in general, because this was my first Ultraman, Ultraman is an alien who can grow to large size or pass for human, and his powers allow him to go giantly big and be super strong as he defends Japan against attacks from the kaijus or big monsters. Think Godzilla, think Pacific Rim. So, in this film, in a brief flashback, we are in Japan and we meet young Kenji Ken, as I'll refer to him, Soto, a child of his father Hayo Sato, our current, when the film starts, Ultraman, voiced by Hide Watanabe, and Emiko Sato, his mother, an avid baseball fan, who's voiced by Tamlin Tomita. Now, when Ken grows up, all he wants to be is a ball player. But his destiny is to take on his father's mantle of Ultraman. We will then jump forward 20 years. Ken, now in adulthood and for the remainder of the film voiced by Christopher Sean, has reached acclaim as the best player on the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's living in the States, living his best life. His mother moved there to help him with his career while his father stayed behind in Japan. But now his mother has gone missing. His father is older and is injured. So, against his wishes, Ken has to step up and become Ultraman. And this has effects on him because this is not something he wants. He wants to be a baseball player. He doesn't want to be who his father was. There's a lot of tension between father and son, and mom now is missing. We're not sure why. So there's a lot going on. And Ken, not that he whines like a petulant child, but he goes back and forth with, these struggles between what I want and what I'm supposed to do. But he does what, the proper son would do, and he picks up the mantle, he goes to fight the kaijus, and then this all changes when he fights Gigantron. After this battle, Ultraman, having not only fought off Gigantron and fighting off the forces of the KDF, the Kaiju Defense Force, fronted by Chief Officer Dr. Anda, voiced by Keon Young, he has to become something so much more than a hero. See, where Ultraman fights the kaijus, but doesn't necessarily want to hurt them or kill them. Usually like redirect them, get them to go to Kaiju Island, protect the people. But he's also fighting, the KDF, who wants all of the kaijus gone. Through a series of events, Ken saves an egg from the KDF, which turns out to be the child of Gigantron, and he ends up becoming the father to a baby kaiju that they name Emmy. How can Ken raise a kaiju baby? Now, if the KDF gets their hands on it, oy, but Ken has a whole other life to lead. He has a baseball career. He doesn't want to be a father. He doesn't know if he can be a father. We know he has a strained relationship with his father. I have to say, that's what's fascinating about this. It's like, as I said, this was my first Ultraman piece. And for those who are unfamiliar with the franchise, this is a perfect entry. I'm glad I went along for the ride for this. I mean, it's not a perfect film, but I have to say it does a few things really well. So, given that this is meant to be a variant of an origin story, we don't waste a lot of time seeing how Ken develops his powers and learns how to use them, in addition to learning how to be a parent and address issues with his own. We just see him, we have a time jump, we learn it's genetic, he has the powers, we're going to move on. This is refreshing from the usual long drawn out origin stories which we've gotten with Marvel, we've gotten with DC, and we've gotten in many, many others. Additionally, I have to say, in what could have become a more simple juvenile film about another action hero who, fights monsters and save the day, we actually get a fairly layered story about parent-child relationships, the responsibilities we need to take when we become parents, and see the interactions between different generations, even if one of those generations is a baby kaiju. I have to say, Jaime's and Tindle created a really fun story, if maybe, a little cliche at times, maybe a little slow at times, but it still manages to make an impression because we get fully fleshed out characters with stories to tell. And, I have to say, while they're doing this, the animation is visually stunning. It was gorgeous to see. I almost wish I'd gotten to see this in a movie theater. I mean, this film was done by the same company that animated Transformers 1, which I talked about earlier this week. That company being ILM, Industrial Light and Magic. And I have to say, they fill the screen with bright, vivid colors, strongly defined, lines and characters. You can kind of see it a little bit in the poster to my left. It's very bright. It's very pretty to look at. The voice cast, while I'm not as familiar with these actors, they do okay to bring their characters to life, even if they are doing a little bit of cliche dialogue. You kind of forgive it because the scenes that we get with Emmy, the little baby kaiju, truly prove to be some wonderful, enjoyable moments. So, does Ultraman Rising have Oscar chances? I'm going to safely say no. It hasn't really played in the same festival circuits or critic circles and gotten the recognition. It hasn't really been in the conversation. But I have to say, based on the animation stylings, those visual effects and editing nominations, the animated award ones, are definitely worthwhile. And Ultraman Rising is a strong contender for those. But I don't think we're going to be hearing anything in the other major awards that are coming forth. So, for me, Ultraman Rising is, and I was even surprised myself when I really thought about this film. But this is actually a good, solid 4-star film. A long little cliche, but look, this is a wonderfully heartfelt story with some truly stunning animation that is definitely worth taking a look at. So if you would like to see Ultraman Rising, as I'm sure you've heard me say, you can see it on the poster. It is currently streaming exclusively on Netflix. So there you have it. We are 54 down with 43 to go. As always, if you like what you heard here, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. Find lots of great information on my website. All right. I will see everyone tomorrow, but until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.